everybody, it's April the 28th, and it's 2020, and you know why you're here. So let's kick this off right and introduce the players. I'm Gerissar, a PvP Padawan.
Hey, I'm Andallyn.
And I'm relieved. I'm Windstead, guys, and I got something working, so we're good.
You're not allowed to relieve yourself on stream.
Yeah, I thought we've been over this a few times.
Wait.
Literally a few times.
Why do we call it a stream if I'm not allowed to relieve myself?
Wah.
I know.
Dad jokes. Gotta be
As
dad
long
jokes.
as we don't cross streams, we'll be okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, already off the rails.
Expect nothing less from you guys. But hey. Hey, guys. What have you guys been up to? Huh? What you been up to? Andallyn. Actually, Andallyn, what have you been up to the last couple weeks?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Pala. It's been a lot of fun. Man.
Which one are you playing?
I'm the
Pala,
fire mage this time. I'm the fire mage this time. So, as you know, I've played a lot of Pala. Well, yeah, we've talked about being on the mage, for about... This is the third episode where we've talked about it. I've been playing it pretty hard now. And it's fun being on the mage side because I've played with the rogue for a long time now at this point, and I don't understand why it took us this long to combo DPS rather than him and I being a healer and a DPS, because we just have really good synergy. We've played for a while together, and so we've played with a bunch of different HPALs, and we've got 3 that we like to queue with now. So even just before then, I stopped the queue sesh to be able to come do the episode. So it's been a lot of fun, just absolutely wrecking people.
So I'm just trying. So what's the bigger surprise here? Is that you are doing better as a DPS than a healer, or
not yet?
Or is the fact that you're doing well just talk about how easy it is to do DPS on a fire mage?
Well, it wasn't easy. It was a little bit of a treacherous path, but once I'd kind of gotten in and I had put my time into fully understanding all of the nuance and keys and the KPIs, if you will, to succeed as doing damage on a fire mage, it started like I just showed you. I just pumped off 140k on a DPS dummy.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I cried.
We did have that special episode this last weekend talking about Greater Pyro and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are you running Greater Pyro?
Absolutely.
Why would he not be?
On some games I don't.
Okay.
On some games I don't, but most games I will. It just depends. Sometimes I need, if I'm going up against a Resto Druid with an Ellie Shaman Warlock, I'll take a Klepto Temp Shield and Tinder or something like that, and not take Greater Pyro. But it's still, Greater Pyro is still a good talent to take for that. But
Okay, and
Greater
we're
Pyro.
Justified in our concern that whenever you push that button for Greater Pyro, they have to play around it. It forces them to, or else they just fall over.
No, that's not true. You have to play around. You have to play around everything. Whenever the Warlock presses Fear, I have to play around that. Whenever the Shadow Priest presses Greater Fade, I have to play around that. It's no different than any other button. So, I mean,
except for the fact that 35% of your health is guaranteed to disappear every time it goes off.
Yes, but it's not. It's very easy to play around a 6-second cast, isn't it?
Hey,
well,
I'm just making the statement. Apparently, it's...
No, I know what you're talking about. Winston.
But I mean, take this. Yeah. Take a class. What class do you think is the most susceptible to Greater Pyroless?
Paladin.
Okay, so Paladins have a lot of different options. They can rep it. They can hodge it. They can. They can't now.
With the Paladin that you have several different buttons. Okay?
Yeah.
I have used no other cooldown, no other spell, nothing, and I just got your, interrupt. I got your stun, and possibly a defensive cooldown from one button.
That's you're not watching your positioning. You're not utilizing your cooldowns. You're making so many mistakes that you're not
I'm just saying. You know, if you come out into the open, all the mage has to do is start casting Greater Pyro.
Okay.
You have to react. Or
Yeah,
else
but you can just duck.
very detrimental.
Right,
lie.
but listen to that. Just an hour ago, I played a match where I casted 5 Greater Pyroblasts and got stopped on all 5 of them.
Okay.
Okay? Because outside of combustion windows, that's what you do. And different stuff like this. You spell steal and whatnot. So I stopped all 5 of them.
You just push one button. Got it.
No, that's not true.
Now you're just being hyperbolic.
I am.
Do you have a good
I
point
think this spell
or
is
what?
really hyperbolic. You just said that if you're not in combustion, you're trying to cast Greater Pyro.
And spell steal and pyroblast and fire blast and fireball and temp shield, literally everything else. You're lining everything up to be able to get another combust window. If you played the game, you would know what I'm talking about.
I think what Windstead is just coming back to. Yeah. I think what Windstead is just coming back to is the conversation we just had in the summit on the weekend here, where there was a conversation talking about how GPI is dangerous, and that some people
it is potent.
And when it is being used in the middle of a combust window, people are going to do what they can to stop it because it's going to hurt. And and stopping it means different things. It means using a fear. It means using CC. It means using your kick. It means lining and hoping that the mage doesn't shimmer and get behind you anyways, because depending on your class, has limited mobility, especially when you're talking Pallies.
Right. But depending
on
where your team's at, though, it's like a GPI can be a game changer, or a GPI can easily just be out healed or not even need to be healed because of walls. So just depending on where your defensives are really makes a big impact on whether or not your GPI is completely game changing or whether or not your GPI is literally just extra healing pad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Anyways. So roger that. So you've been climbing the ladder slowly but surely, one rung at a time.
It's been fun, man. It's been fun. Yeah. I've enjoyed the queue sessions.
Yeah. And that's what matters, right? Is having fun. So.
Exactly.
Winning is what matters.
Winning is fun.
We get heated, but it's a good heated. It's like that's how I get my procs. Getting heated.
Yeah. You get your dopamine hit.
Yeah, that's right.
Hit from the win.
That's right.
All right.
Windstead. Yes.
I have finished leveling all 12 classes Alliance side World of Warcraft.
All right. So when are you starting the Horde side?
Server transfer.
Am I going to start? Because they extended the
Winds of Wisdom. It's going to go right to the Shadowlands. Well, it's going to go to the pre-launch.
Yeah, and that's the I don't know if I have it in me. I know it's really good leveling right now. I don't know if I have it in me to try.
Mahorty's beating you. He's got 17. You just said it in chat.
17 level 120s? And props to you, man. How many Alliance can you hoard? Just you type that. I'll keep talking. So once I got that done, I have now stepped away from live. Chris Metzen be praised. I got alpha.
Yep. Hallelujah.
And so I have been playing the hell out of that.
Oh, I need a check.
I've been going really hard at the healers, getting my impressions down about them.
Okay.
And so if we want to take a quick minute, before the main event to talk about just what I've seen or what you guys have seen, or hold off for another show entirely, we can do that. And then I now have a new calling. Okay.
Another new calling. Okay.
I need to thank. Let me. Gosh, it's the really hyperbolic guy. It's
Crusader.
Asmongold.
Oh gosh.
I saw a video of his that he referenced a classic server that is 1% Alliance, 99% Horde.
Oh my, that's just ugly.
I am rolling on that server.
As a Horde or as an Alliance?
As an Alliance.
Okay.
As an Alliance. I am now on that server I'm leveling a mage, and
Wow.
I am going to be going the hardest into world PvP.
Lord, I said that server should just be deleted.
I don't disagree.
It's just a target-rich environment.
Oh my
This
God.
is true.
Apparently the guild on there is pretty active. They're all in current content. There's only like 200 people in the guild, and that's like 200 tunes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that each one of those tunes is more than one person.
Yeah.
Could be a bunch of alts and stuff like that.
So
90 of them could be Asmon.
Level 60.
I kind of want to see a picture of like you in Ironforge or Stormwind and just like.
I will get there. My gnome is like.
Is it a ghost town?
Right. My gnome is level 5, and I actually named him the first name that I mean, in honor of being on this server of target-rich environment. I went back to the first named character I ever had in World of Warcraft, and it's Davon.
Okay.
And it's a gnome mage. Davon. Right. It was the first tune I ever fell in love with. And so I'm really excited to go through this server and to have that target-rich environment and work with the guild on that server to, and I can say the guild because there's only one of them really, that's doing any endgame content, and I'm just super stoked about it. I'm totally going for it.
Seems good.
Nice.
So,
seems good.
Yeah, and then Gerissar, what have you been up to the past couple of weeks?
Playing the auction house. Actually got around. I did some Mythic Zeros for the weekly last week to get that nice chest. The nice reward that I quickly disenchanted because it was that good.
That goes back to the gearing conversation we had this past weekend.
Yeah, it was. I was so happy to open up my chest this morning, only to get a side grade PvP helm that had traits that weren't really good. So I'm humming and hawing on D'ing it or not. I'm not sure yet.
Should we because our podcast is on Tuesday, should we do a PvP and PvE box opening reveal on podcast on Tuesdays?
We could do that.
I mean, we could do that. I think I might have a box once every 3 episodes.
Don't worry, I'll keep you.
We definitely, between 2 weeks, we could get a box open.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Chat, what do you guys think?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Should we do weekly box openings on the stream? Would that be fun?
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Gerissar, what else have you been up to, bud?
Really, that's about it. I have been busy though over on the YouTubes because I'm back over there moderating for Blizzard for the MDIs, and they've been super busy. Again, it's YouTube. It's not Twitter or it's not Twitch, so it's not as toxic, but it's still getting there. So there's still been a need for us to be moderating over there. I am so excited. I can't wait until the AWC starts next month. Can't. MDI is kind of cool. I want to see some arena though. I'm getting tired of watching people wipe to trash.
So maybe we should do like a predictions kind of show right before the AWC starts, and maybe like in the same way that you kind of like would select like a March Madness thing with like in terms of college basketball, we could almost kind of just make predictions on who we think maybe would place in each tournament, because there's only a finite amount really. This by finite I mean like a few. They doubled the number, didn't they?
So the EU is currently sitting at 25 teams signed up with another 50 in the wings.
Yep.
And NA is at 45 teams signed up with another 50 in the wings.
Maybe we could get a couple teams before. That might be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that. It is hefty. Yeah, that's Cup 1.
I think
Cup 1
I need to convince my boys to sign up. We should play.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
All right. I have a feeling with 45 teams, I have a feeling it's going to be similar to the MDI, where a bunch of people are just signing up just to get access to the TR. but then they're gonna not be, due to whatever reason, because it happens all the time. People sign up with
they did
with
it
the
in
total
Method,
intent,
yeah.
total intent, but then they can't actually, do anything. People aren't available. Timings fail. Last minute emergencies, whatever. So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, in that case, I am going to let's move on to our need, greed, and pass at least, though. Let's get that.
Yeah.
This likely won't be a clean fight. So keep your distance, eh?
All right, let's do it. I just noticed that he says that likely this won't be a clean fight, so keep your distance, eh? Is that a COVID reference?
Blizzard predicting the future.
The Kultirans. They're also struggling.
Yes. Well, I mean, with all that Azerite, they have to be careful, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, in this segment, one of the hosts, which this time is going to be me, will pose a scenario with 3 options related to WoW. The participants need to decide which option they will need, which one they will greed, and which one they will pass. So let the hilarity commence as we decide what we will need, greed, and pass. So here's a scenario. So you know how in Battle.net we're able to change. There's a little selection where we can change icons as to what kind of represents us, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to suggest that instead of just having a static picture, what if Blizzard implemented GIFs where you could actually put in a moving GIF there instead of just a picture? But they only have 3 you can choose from. Okay. So the first one is the GIF, and these are all pretty current ones. Well, pretty epic ones. So there's the one of Sylvanas doing her Banshee scream when they do the battle at Lordaeron.
Okay.
There's the one of Andallyn punching Wrathion.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the one of the South Park episode with the comic book store guy sitting eating Cheetos.
I've got it.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna need on the South Park eating Cheetos. It's classic.
Yeah.
It is. It's hilarious. That's what you want. That's what you want to convey in your you'll be. No one looks at that. You only notice that like 3 years after you actually set up. Oh yeah, I did select that. Oh yeah. I'm gonna greed on Sylvanas screaming, and I'm gonna pass on Andallyn punching Wrathion.
Okay.
Because that's like you getting punched is what if it's your avatar, you know what I mean?
Or doing the punching.
Yeah. I mean, which side are you on?
Well,
are you on it?
Because
wait, yeah, never mind. You're hordes. You're not going to be on.
Well, typically the GIF is normally just like Wrathion, just like and then bam. You know what I mean? Like you don't see Andallyn in the GIF. You see Wrathion just get laid out. Like
you see him walking up to him, don't you?
Well, it depends on I'm talking where it shows him actually punching him. So yeah.
Right, but if you're, but imagine being Stone Cold Steve Austin and you're in your like picture on Facebook is a GIF and it's like the dude that you actually like KO.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. It doesn't seem right.
Okay. Windstead.
All right, so it's the Banshee scream.
Yep.
Andallyn slap, and then what was the third one? The pass?
South Park.
South Park. Comic book guy.
Oh, comic book guy. I would probably have to need the comic book guy.
You guys.
Yeah, I would greed the Andallyn.
What about me?
Andallyn slap.
Andallyn getting bitch slapped.
I just love the image of Andallyn getting slapped, but
You're totally mixing it up.
Yeah.
No.
I think you're really confused on who's doing the punching.
No, I understand completely. And then pass on the Banshee screen because she's a cuss word.
Okay.
Naughty word.
Okay. All right.
Naughty.
Well, that's funny. That's interesting.
Family show. Yeah, no, I would go, comic book.
Okay. Both of you guys going comic book guy.
Sorry.
I would actually I was gonna go Andallyn punching Raytheon. That was my need. Just because it's so classic, just watching Raytheon getting his job like seriously knocked off. Like that was pretty awesome. And then I was going to Greed on South Park, the comic book guy, and then I was going to pass on Sylvanas just because she's Horde and she needs to die. So
she's technically already dead.
So she needs to be permanently deleted. She needs to be like not just waiting out in the recycle bin.
She did kind of go to the Shadowlands, so I mean she is like dead and in the world of the dead.
True.
You need to come up with a better analogy, man.
All right. Okay.
Do you have to be dead to be in the world of the dead? I mean, this isn't Coco.
Actually, we just might be Coco in Shadowlands.
Big monk ass.
Oh my gosh.
Diodeo Muertos.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The first raid boss is Senor de la Cruz.
Okay, Blizzard. I know you don't watch the show. I wish you did. I hope you do.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to tweet about this tonight.
You need to, Blizz. As we go to Shadowlands, a raid boss needs to be a play on that name. You need to make that happen, please.
If we end up in some raid tier where I'm fighting a bunch of bulls, I am now going to know where they came from.
Yep.
Thanks. Thank you.
You heard it here first.
There we go. All right. Well, now that we've wrapped up that silliness, I am going to do a shout out to you guys in the chat room right now and everybody listening at home. Let us know what you would need, greed, and pass on. By all means, send an email to technicallypvp@gmail.com. Tweet us, technically_PvP, or come on over to the Warcraft Radio Discord and tell us what you do in the chat there. In the meantime, let's talk about what's happening in WoW PvP.
Get in there and fight! Stop hiding!
Let's do it.
Awesome. Let's do this. So, standard stuff. Dalaran Gaming still doing his 5v5 1v1s. Those things are doing pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Still have the link for the experience off level 39 Twink tournament. Still waiting on a date from those guys. So I'm assuming they're still trying to figure out having some more people sign up. I haven't really seen any new signups there. So fingers crossed. I really hope it goes off because some solid Twink action. Yeah. It would be, especially since they disabled Twink queues in randoms. So without war games, it's the only way you can actually get Twinking now, which is unfortunate. And then we have obviously the Blizzard esports, which is pretty much the only thing that's been happening lately with the MDIs. So again, they're going to continue throughout the weekends. So we have American Cup number 2 here this weekend on the 2nd. The EU Cup number 3 starts on the 9th. And then the last cup, which is the America 3rd, is on the 16th. And then the global finals for that, we'll wait to see when that actually gets released. I think the date is still to be determined. And then, as we said, on the 22nd, the Arena World Cup EU number 1 is going to start on the 22nd, and the 23rd is going to be the NA Cup. And then following again, the next weekend right after that is Cup number 2, and then the weekend after that is Cup number 3. So in the links, for the show note links, I'm going to link in the Battlefy. If I'm not mistaken, I think EU Cup number 1, the sign-up cutoff dates is the 11th. So there's 2 weeks left to sign up to that. Yep. All right. Other than that, that's all I am aware of for actual PvP events. It's it's a lot, but it's still
there will be interesting. There's a mini mayhem event going on tomorrow on the Method channel at 6
I missed that.
6 o'clock CEST. It's something that Mr. GM's been doing over on the Method channel. It's a level 20 Twinks tournament essentially.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. You don't even have to have a subscription to play in it. However, you do have to make an EU account, so it still costs you nothing. All it costs is about an hour of your time. You can level up to 20 on a starter trial account, and you can still compete. It's a lot of fun. Maybe go for a few bits if you want to put, maybe a few days in advance and have a shot, and But yeah, a lot of fun.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will put that into the list. So we'll have that added to the list, and I'll have some links for you guys. So again, go check that out. And that sounds amazing. All right, let's get into our subject of analysis then.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna light you up, sweet cheeks.
So we're talking about Ashamane's Fall today.
Indeed.
I feel like I just got out of there.
You probably did.
Let's dive right in.
It's such a simple map, but I mean, it has some intricacies to it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, obviously, I think everybody knows, but this was implemented back in patch 7.0.3 back in 2016 for Legion. Can you imagine it's been almost 3 years since Legion launched?
And I remember
4 years, almost 4 years.
I remember watching the BlizzCon at home when Legion launched, when you guys were there, and just saying, I'm not missing BlizzCon next year. That was a long time ago. Wow.
That was that was crazy. Wow. Okay. So there you go. So there's Legion. And so this map is picked so often in tournaments, and it's obviously, I mean, it is randomly selected when you're in your queues.
Yeah.
So I figured let's talk about it so that everybody kind of has a good, deep understanding of it. If we're going to, while we do this, why don't we do what we did last time? Why don't we log into the game and actually queue up, and then we can stream that a little bit so that people can see what we're talking about.
Sure. So let's talk about a little bit of the topography for a little bit here while we're just kind of getting going. So topography wise, what we're looking at, it's got, aesthetically, we got the nice, what's the name of that zone? Ashara? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in the zone Ashara.
Azuna.
Azuna. Was it Azuna? I thought it was Ashara. No, I think you're right. It's Azuna. Yeah, I'm thinking Ashara's over on Classic, isn't it? Oh, man.
Yes.
Anyway, yes. So it's Azuna. Gorgeous area. Very green, very lush. And I always remember whenever we're watching the Arena Cups, they always like to have the camera way out in the back, and you can see
Nat Pagel.
Nat Pagel there's fishing over in the
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious. But I mean, for a map, it's fairly simple though. I mean, it's just a circle. It's a circular map with 3 pillars that form a triangle in the middle of the circle, right?
That's correct. With the third pillar, that's kind of like the tip of the triangle, to the left or to the right, depending on which gate you're coming out of, right? That one is significantly larger than the other 2.
Yes, and that's a good point, because the two are squares and the one is actually a rectangle. It's much bigger. But obviously, this map does bring in some interesting nuances where you can.
I need you on Horde, buddy.
Oh, you need me on Horde?
Or one person on Horde, so they can be in my group.
Okay, I'll switch as soon as my game actually loads. For some reason, it's freezing on me. I'm stuck. All right, and then there's one little spot. There's a slightly raised edge on one half of the circle. There's that little dais, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure what type of impact that has, other than just a cosmetic thing.
I thought it made a bit of a difference when it came to when you drop down AoEs. Maybe not so much in BFA, but I know it made a difference during Legion because there were some interesting spatials that were happening there.
Maybe, because I'm trying to recall, and I don't have any. I've never had issues blinking across it, over top of it, around it.
Okay.
None that I can recall. I think if I can't speak to what it used to be, but now I think it is purely cosmetic. That little lip around the edge that kind of is like the the stone kind of border of the map.
All right. All right. Huh. For some reason, I thought that because you could drop down the lip, and I thought it just did a little bit of an LOS for you. But yeah, maybe that got changed when they moved out of Legion into BFA. Okay. Just trying to think, what else? Is there anything else that you guys can think of that we should talk about?
So with Ashamane's, this is a larger map.
Yeah.
So it's going to favor the caster cleave a little bit. So it's kind of like a Tolvaron that's not in the desert, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like a lush Tolvaron with vegetation.
Smaller. It's a lot smaller than Tolvaron. But
but Tolvaron's huge, but this is still a large map compared relatively to the pool.
Yeah.
So I guess I always thought that Ashamane's Fall was the same size as the Negrand's Arena. I just thought it felt bigger because there was only the 3 pillars. But size-wise,
I always felt that it was smaller than that arena.
Okay.
I mean, it does. I mean, to me, it does feel smaller because even though it's only 3 pillars. Yeah, no, I've always felt that the map is a little bit smaller than
I think it's a little bit larger.
Intro map. Well, let's go ahead and get into it so we can show people so they can judge for themselves.
Let's see.
There we go.
So, I've got my wife's account and my account running on the same computer.
Yep.
It definitely is a strain on this computer, but we're doing it.
That's not a. I'm sure you're doing better than my machine is.
Perfect.
All right. Okay.
Did you get
This
that?
is gonna be.
There it is.
I did. Yeah.
Sweet. So let's see. I think I might have
Okay.
some actual definitive answer on this. I don't know though. But I mean, even if you watch some of the PvP tournaments, all caster cleaves will go for this map.
Every time.
But it's not just caster cleaves, right? Because what it's I think it's just well practiced, and some other people have different practice on it than others, and I think it's also well suited for monks just because of the spacing of the pillars, and the fact that you can pretty much get a clean roll between the 2 smaller pillars to the left, without having to spend more than that to get a nice LOS. But yes,
Indeed.
So I'm going to throw us over into the screen here.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want, please do. I just want to point out we got corrected by chat. Apparently, Ashamane's Fall is in Valshara.
Valshara, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
The only time I ever come to this this map is when it's brought to me by the game itself. So
Yeah.
I have no recollection of where this is. It's not like it's Burning Crusade where I could go and endure all the wonders there.
All right. So I think everybody can see the game now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we can.
I hope everybody can still hear us.
Yes, they can. I made sure.
So as you can see, there is the 2 small square pillars. As we've pointed out, they're nice, easy and squares, and then the one rectangle.
Tiger.
Yeah, the one with the actual lion on it, which is a depiction of Ashamane, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
The god that actually died here.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the one half, there's obviously our 2 starting rooms, and then there's the semi-raised dais around the outer edge between the 2. I have noticed, actually, I'm just trying to do this, and there is actually a slight lip to the edge where the bricks are on this.
Right.
So it actually
So like
it will
if I
actually
wanted
stop
to,
you.
but if I, oh yeah, it won't let me blink across it. But if I try to blink off of it, yeah, it won't. So, but that's just this lip, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, across it, like here, once I get shimmer
Mm-hmm.
back, I can.
So
get
I
a
wonder
nice-
if here, actually, Windstead,
Here.
do you want to
So
stand?
I'm right here, ready.
Okay.
And boop, put you right on top of it.
Yeah,
And
you
then if
stop
you're
there.
standing on top of it,
Yeah.
no, that's as far as you go with any kind of blink action from the
Indeed.
mages.
All right. So I think that kind of answers it, but I think this really kind of points out just how beautiful it is, and kind of reminds people the exact layout. Oh, and then there's of course the good old purple shards to help you see the invisibles. They pop out
Yep.
just there's one just to the side of the starter area.
Yep.
I'm trying to think, and
On
yep,
each
there's
side.
the other one.
Yep.
Yep. Equal sides of it, which is nice.
Yep.
So other than that, I'm not I guess as you're pointing out, this is the thing though, is that this is an amazing map that allows for healers to easily hide behind the pillars. Allows for casters to create the great triangulation. So you can either pin somebody behind a pillar, right, and have casters on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
or you can pin, you can have your casters lined up where if somebody does try to cross the middle, they're just going to get triangulated and lined right up.
Right.
So
Yeah, positioning your healers in here is a really key thing to be able to do, and then not
Indeed.
being too overly aggressive that you line of sight those healers without proper setup.
yeah, and don't go chasing anybody around a pillar.
Waterfalls.
Yes.
Oh, do chase.
I'm trying to think what else. There's so if you guys want, there is a great VOD that I found, which was Cloud9 versus Wildcard Gaming during the global finals. And so I will drop that link into the show notes as well, and where it starts.
Yeah. So I will
And,
say also, why this is really nice for caster maps is because if I'm a warlock turning, I can stand right here, and I can just have free reign, man. Like, you want to touch me, you're gonna have to come out for it, you know.
Indeed.
I mean, however, it still provides you some protection because you can have LOS right here.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, those pillars right at the start do have
And
loss.
I wonder if so from the starting area.
Yep.
You jump up on side this lip. No,
You
Oh,
can't.
you can't.
get on this lip.
Nope.
So it is a matter of using the
And
very
actually,
bottom stairwell of the entrance area
Yep.
to be your little line of sight
Correct.
for that
Exactly.
little trick.
And
Like
I
setup.
can't grip or anything either. So
Yep.
all right.
Yeah. So, you know, the other good thing too is something that's neat about this map is that it is larger, so it's providing you a lot of different kite and reset opportunity. So I mean, at least speaking as playing Arm Pala, we've enjoyed the fact that you can really get a reset really easily if we are fighting over here and we retreat to the other side of the large pillar. Or if you're on the large pillar and you retreat to one of these smaller pillars. Also really good options. So, all right, dude, you want to do this?
Yeah, me and my 55,000 health. Let's see this character right now.
That was
This
fun.
character is 241 eye level.
There you go.
It's okay. I was in PvE spec, so it didn't count.
All right. I think
But
that's pretty much like
even at that.
Yeah.
I'm poking a bear here. I was still doing 35,000. You know,
with the one
damage
pyro.
pyros,
Yeah, with the one
the
pyro.
single pyro at 241 eye level. So
Yeah. Well, that's because
just
this.
saying, the spell's totally balanced. Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
totally
300 eye level, 400 eye level, 500 eye level. It doesn't matter. It's still 35%. So I guess here's a question. If you're a melee and you're up against the caster cleave, what's your strategy? How do you avoid getting stuck into that triangulation? What's the gameplay?
Well, typically the gameplay is, I think the first question that you have to ask yourself is, does dampening benefit us or them? Right? Who's winning mana? If you guys are losing mana, well, then now maybe you can get a drink now. You know, if the warlock isn't going to chase you and you're losing mana, you're able to equal the playing field, right? Because imagine if you were the caster comp, right? You're the warlock, and I'm sitting behind the pillar, and all of us are stacked behind the pillar, and my paladin is drinking. What do you do? Are you going to come sacrifice your position? Likely you are.
Yeah.
So
probably.
What you can do is you can essentially remove their win condition by forcing them, or remove a possible win condition by forcing them to say, okay, well, we're just not going to fight you there.
Yep.
If you're winning the mana team, that still is effective in some way, shape, or form. But again, it kind of will come down a little bit towards what you're playing. But you can refusing to play out in the open is a very good strategy.
Okay, so hold your position. Don't chase into, and make them come to you, and hopefully dampening works in your favor, and you don't just get one shot.
So if you're facing up against a disciplined priest, probably want to go ahead and just take it into dampening. Just survive the goes, and eventually the disc priest will run out of mana, because that's just unfortunately where disc priest is.
I think on this map, disc priest, if you can survive one of the goes, you're probably going to be okay, because they're probably going to run out of mana well before you're going to get into too deep of a dampening, depending on who you're up against. So, all right. Well, I think we've had enough fun. Oh, look at the cute little bunny.
Yeah, and of course, you know, your same tenets apply here. Thou shalt run on Dark Soul. You know, thou shalt run away. Whenever they're throwing their, blowing their cooldowns is always a good option.
Yep.
So look at that, Windstead.
Okay.
You will never get a greater pyroblast off.
Playing 2v1, yeah.
I don't even know what buttons I'm pushing. All right, guys, let's get out of this. And I feel like we're just kind of messing around in game. Mm-hmm. Why don't we stop? Why don't we get moving on?
As you come over and kill me.
Yeah. I can talk. I can talk and push buttons.
There's one way to make this move along, and one of us must die.
Yeah. Well, let's let's end this and let's move on to the rest of the podcast. I don't think our listeners need to hear us stumbling over our words as we try to mash buttons. Just saying.
They might like it. I don't know.
Now that
maybe.
I'm out of that, I can bring back up Twitch and join the chat again.
Big oof. All right. So I think that really kind of points it out. Like I said, it's a fairly simple map. It does have it definitely favors the mage caster cleaves, but at the same time, there is some opportunities with with using the map properly to try to counter that. So I guess we got to ask the question though, right? Right, Windstead?
What would be the one thing we would change about Ashamane's Fall?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is a very well-balanced map. I don't even think it favors casters that much as comparative to like Tolvaron.
Okay.
There is a slight advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, the one thing I would change. Let's just say we have that beautiful like tiger.
Yeah.
Right there in the middle. And I would say, just occasionally, if you're running around him 3 times in a counterclockwise direction, that he suddenly just pops alive and then squashes the character who is running around in the circle. I think that is
okay.
very, very balanced change to make to the map.
Okay.
Only if you're running counterclockwise.
But not if you go clockwise.
If you're doing it clockwise, then you actually get your partner res.
Oh.
So,
So one way you die, the other way you res. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right, interesting.
Just, add a new gimmick to the map.
Jesus. And that's actually pretty hard because, like you said, that's a big rectangle. It's not a small square like that. That takes.
And you have to.
Yeah. All right. I see where we're going with that.
There's been a few times I've been in that arena and people have just really been able to just abuse the line of sight.
Yep.
Instead of standing their ground and fighting, they are able to get away.
Standing your ground and fighting is often led to the fool's demise.
Yeah, but when you're the only one in there after your partner's been killed, just accept defeat.
Guys, I'm right here. Agreed. Just at me, okay?
No, I'm not going to at you because if we are playing, I am the healer and I'm probably the reason you died. So, just saying.
There. Well, it's a team effort. That obviously means I didn't fear something or did something wrong. All right. Andallyn, what's something you would change?
Oh, man. So, I'm trying to think of like something that would be a good change, and that's just it's leaving me coming up empty-handed. Because it is a rather well suited for its purpose map. To provide another caster advantage map, which I'm all for, honestly. So I wouldn't want to make it a not caster advantage map, but I think what we'll do is, I'm going to take Windstead's Windstead's inspiration maybe, and kind of run a different direction with it. So what if because it's like a tiger, maybe there's like how the Dalaran sewer, like the waterfall comes down at periodic times. What if there's times where the hunt kind of begins, and essentially if you're chasing after a player, you get a speed buff for like the duration of the hunt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you're a melee, that means if you start chasing after a caster, you start running faster and faster and faster and faster the more he runs away.
Okay. How long? Curious. What are you thinking? 10 seconds?
The hunt could last for 10 seconds.
As long as you're pursuing the opponent.
Okay.
Okay, and then it drops off. And then it drops off.
If you turn away and stop chasing him, yeah.
Once you get in
or you reach the person, so then you stop chasing. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. I'm thinking a little bit more devilish.
Ooh. Let's hear
so it. It's kind of sparkly there, and I noticed there's like some little light effects that are moving around there, almost like there's like little fairy sprites or something, and it makes me think of the old spell Fairy Fire there, right? When Fairy Fire and then somebody can't be stealth. So I'm thinking in that map and that map only. Stealth and invisibility and camouflage are not allowed.
Ooh.
So there's no stealth attacks.
That would be really unfortunate for the roaches.
I don't know. I think that would be a little. I think that would be a little too imbalanced.
I don't care. You're the one that wants an alley with just a one-on-one fencing match.
Hey, that's totally balanced. I like the idea about like Fairy Fire, that the person is just, maybe you just have fireflies just constantly surrounding the individual, even if they're stealth, so you can see like, that's where the fireflies are, that's where he's at. AoE that spot.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
I was just gonna say just disallow with stealthing, period. But yeah, okay. That actually has some gameplay to it.
You do actually kind of break the character, a lot of different characters.
I don't care.
So it's true. But you break mages, you break rogue, and you break
exactly.
Right
so our RM druid doesn't work anymore on that map.
Yep. Yep, that one's completely gone.
There you go. All right. I think so. throw this out to everybody else again. By all means, if you have something you would change about this map, please let us know. Love to hear about it. I think one thing that people want to actually hear about is us talking about what's actually happened in PvP news, though.
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Talk about PvP news.
All right. Who ordered up an extra large can of whoop ass?
Yeah, thanks, Millhouse. Let's go.
I have to work on my transitions, I think.
I need to get it to where it comes in through your.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hear it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
We did figure that out. In the meantime, we'll Mickey Mouse this until it's done.
Yeah.
But so sorry, I got the giggles now. So
In the WoW PvP news,
thank you.
in the MDI American Cup, number 1, that happened on the 18th of April. Congratulations to Method NA for their completion of winning that cup.
Not a big surprise, actually.
Go home team.
And we kind of follow that up with the EU team, which is not the home team, I might add. But congratulations all the same to the EU team. Method EU.
Yes.
So.
And I have to admit, so over on the EU side,
Still
the team
hope for
Perplexed, still Perplexed, they came in again into the semifinals there, went up against Method EU. And I found it really interesting. So Perplexed is the one that did the freehold where the Mistweaver kited all the pillar mobs. And it's really funny because now everybody's doing the same strat. But
Yeah.
they've gone toe to toe with Method, and it's getting closer and closer. I'm interested to see what's going to happen at the next cup. We'll
Should be
see.
a good one.
Yeah. So another great tournament. I tweeted about this. I put some messages out because I thought it was amazing. So our buddy Flark, he was on here talking about Frosty K's. He hosted a community tournament last weekend. Originally, it was going to be about $100, but then the community stepped up and it ended up being an $1,100 tournament.
Wow.
Holy
Yep.
cow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I know, right? So, and it was a 3v3 arena tournament, but nobody was able to sign up with teams. It was just people signing up, and then he created the teams randomly based on who signed up. And there was a couple meme teams. Like there was one that was double Warlock, double Destro Lock.
Oh gosh.
They actually went pretty far in the tournament.
Yep.
But it was
I'm
originally.
so surprised.
I'm not. But it was single elimination up until the semis. So it was you didn't have much choice. You either win or die. So it was pretty awesome. So I want to do a huge congrats to I'm going to butcher these names, but Bonkisha, Attached, and Pull Up, because they're the randomly made team that actually won that.
You
So-
did not
Cool.
read that correctly.
What?
It's you put an exclamation point in the show notes, so it's pull up.
He is technically correct.
Technically, he was.
Grammar matters.
Uh,
Would never guess from my.
You're what?
Yeah, my
Just
tweets,
just everything.
comment. I don't believe in grammar.
No, grammar doesn't believe in you.
Ouch.
So a couple other things. There were some hot fixes. These have been pretty well announced. One was a Azerite trait issue. The Heart of Darkness wasn't properly reduced in some cases by 50% in PvP. So apparently that's been resolved. So Heart of Darkness is going to work. Well, it's going to be nerfed properly across the board, not most of the time. And there was a small Mistweaver monk nerf that happened, which I think was much needed.
Good.
Again, players finding those nuances in game code and kind of circumventing what the intent was. So if anybody doesn't know what that was, some players found out that when they when they really stack haste. So I guess let's roll that back a little bit. So in BFA, it seems like there's never been any hard caps with the tertiary stats. So people can really just blow out if they really want to just customize right up the wazoo and maximize
like
into
Maldiva. We talked about the haste. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So Blizzard allowed that in the game, but then there's sometimes where doing so, it just kind of overly breaks the mechanics. And it happened to be the same thing with monks, where the haste reductions was just so massive that the healing output was just insane. So instead, what they did is they made a slight change, and I think it's a good change. I think it's better for the game personally, and I think it will help alleviate where this could possibly go, especially when you add in corruption and everything else.
Right.
So I think it'd probably be better if I actually read this. So
yeah,
let's see to read it actually. So the Rising Mist can now extend a heal over time effect by up to 100% of its original duration, and that was the thing where the haste made it so it almost just never ended. It would, that's just
keep it up 100% of the time.
Yeah, and that you wouldn't have to cast it just breaks it, right? So I guess that's about it. And oh shoot, here's a good one. I forgot to put this into the show notes. Over on WoW Classic, where is it now? Sorry. So Battleground holidays are going to start at the same time for all realms. I guess they weren't working that way, which now works better with battle groups. And it allows them to treat US East and US West realms as a single battle group for purposes of matchmaking.
Oh, yay. That'll be good for the matches.
Yes. So that means now people aren't going to have issues with queues. Yeah, and
there'll be issues with queues. It just won't be as bad.
Probably. But I think that's a good solution rather than just getting rid of battle groups completely.
Yeah.
And yet we'll still allow for the servers and the queue, so you don't have a huge ping rate when you have people on the West Coast trying to play against the East Coast. Right.
Yep.
So I think that is about that. Let's hear. Have you guys been paying attention to Alpha at all?
A little bit.
Just inside of Alpha. I haven't been really looking at what's going on around outside of Alpha.
Okay. Did you guys see the small tweet there from Mr. Kaliki, one of the PvP devs?
It looks like a Bastion arena.
Yeah.
Something of that kind. Just a nice little ring.
Yep.
Did kind of look.
I kind of hope they don't. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of new arenas.
So, I was in Alpha trying to find it. I can't find it. I don't know. I went.
So it's not an in-world location.
Yeah, not everything's on the alpha yet, right? Because there's a lot of covenants and stuff like that haven't been. That's all gonna have to wait till beta.
It does look like it is in Bastion.
It is in Bastion, and it looks like it's where one of the cities or one of the major points are. But I can't. So I'm gonna move around a bit more and see if I can try to find it. But I currently find it.
Maybe it's another like bareback brawl kind of thing.
That's what I was wondering.
You know, maybe it's not an actual instance arena. Maybe it's just an arena. I mean,
that's what most arenas are the instance arenas. You can't really visit very many of the arenas in the real world.
The Robodome's a dungeon. Ashamane is just a spot in the map.
Yeah, and that actually doesn't even engage PvP when you go there.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it's only a select few, like Black Rook and the Grand.
Yeah. Well, and Gurbashi Arena as well.
Yeah, but that's not an actual instanced arena.
True. So here's a question.
Should be.
This is also being talked about in chat. is, do you guys think this is going to be an instance arena, or do you think this is going to be a world PvP, kind of like we were just talking about the old Legion stuff as well? I know Windstead, you've been asking for this for a while.
Yeah,
right?
good world PvP zones.
Yeah.
Things that actually are meaningful to the players in the zone. Very much as to like the Burning Crusades. That's what I would like to see. Where, you know, like if you all controlled in Burning Peninsula,
Hellfire
Peninsula. If you
Hellfire.
control all 3 bases, you get a 5%
buff.
damage. You get 5% increase in rep gain for the area. And so it's like, hey, I'm grinding rep for this group because they have things that I want. I'm going to go capture those. There was a daily quest that, you know, you got rewards of reputation and gear and things from that.
Yeah.
And so it was something that you wanted to participate in to progress your character. And so I'd love to see something like that in Shadowlands. Because like even in Legion, there wasn't really, you know, they had the PvP towers, which I enjoyed running to and hiding in and waiting for a horde player to come by so I could blow them up because they usually weren't in any way, shape, or form ready for PvP. But it wasn't like there wasn't that much of a benefit in doing that. Meanwhile, if you go back to the Burning Crusade, you know, each zone had something of benefit.
Yes.
On the PvP side.
Yeah, where if you owned all the 3 things, if you owned all the towers, all that, it gave some sort of a buff in the zone.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I remember fighting over the towers in Terrakar Forest during Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one gave you a 5% experience boost.
Yep. And a damage
still
buff.
Great, especially with the. That's one of the places I really, with the Winds of Wisdom, you go there and you just get the towers because nobody's fighting over it, and now you're getting another 5% increase, like close to 300% experience gain on this place. So
that's just sick, actually. But I get it. So the one thing I want to say something about this map. So if anybody's seen some of the pictures coming of Bastion and that, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of floating up in the middle of the air. Yeah. So this one, it's kind of it looks like it's I think a hexagon, and there's 4 statues around a open space in the center. So it has been confirmed that open space in the center is magic covered glass, so you can run across the open space in the center. But I'm still trying to find. Somebody said that they saw a response somewhere where you can get knocked off the outer edge into the pit below, into the never-ending abyss. So if this is a world PvP zone,
that would actually be kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know what? You see 2 void crystals, the vision crystals, when you're looking at the picture.
Do you? I didn't see those.
Yeah, no, there's a purple dot if you're looking at.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yep, that's an arena. That's an arena.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah,
which would
right.
explain.
Right
Yep,
then and
you
there.
are.
That
so what's
is
the center?
An arena confirmed.
Yeah. Pardon me? What was that, Andallyn?
So what's the center? Is that like a hole? Is that a
that's
glass?
that's it's magic covered glass, so you can run across it.
Okay.
So you got the 4 pillars, magic covered glass, and apparently there's some spots on the edge that you can get thrown off of.
I'm still trying to find confirmation on that last part. That was a.
I don't think so.
That might have been a rumor.
That would be really cool, but I don't think so.
It'd probably be a bug if that's the way.
Yeah, because then someone would just ring a piece would just be even more broken.
Oh, what about so there's Ring of Peace, there's the Typhoon, there's
Shining Force.
Yeah, but
and what's the Shaman one?
Shaman, that's
it's a knockback.
I can't remember, but yeah, no.
Yeah, who cares? Shaman spell.
Yeah.
Generic shaman spell.
Exactly. That said, so if that is a new arena, that's gonna be pretty cool.
I would say, if such a thing happened, I would be running Disc Priest and DK all day long. Day long. Because what you do is you just have the Death Knight run off the edge, jump, grip an opponent, and then the Priest life grips him back.
Ooh.
Yep.
I love it.
So
Yeah,
you would win
I'm
like
so
maybe
in.
1 out of every 10.
Anytime I did that in a match, it'd be a win.
Cue it.
Guaranteed.
AMS.
Guaranteed. That's like,
AMS,
even if I
no
lose
grip.
even
Blade
if I lose
dance,
the
no,
arena,
immune.
even if I lose the arena, if I pull that off, that's still a win.
Oh shoot! I hope you wouldn't lose after you grip somebody off the edge.
If somebody got blown off the edge and you had the reaction time to life grip them back to save their life, and then you lost, that would just feel bad. Anyway,
That's awesome.
so
I could see you like life gripping, and then it like pulling him, and he just gets like stuck against the map, and he just falls anyway.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Or you run over to go grip him, and then they typhoon you off.
Double kill.
Feels bad.
I love it. I love it. That's hilarious.
I just had a horror thought of being up against a prot paladin where they did like their charge and tosses you, or was that warrior? When the prot warrior, anyway, when they bull charge and you get hucked off.
Prot warrior. It's the.
I think they both do. Anyways, whatever.
Moose Tauren have that ability, and
tanks don't belong in
they
arenas
mount,
though,
they
so
can run and do that. Yeah.
True. Okay. Yes, and I just want to do a throwback to chat. Correct Mortai. The zone, the PvP zones like Wintergrasp and Tolbarad, where you actually end up with a boss inside that gave you some gear. I always enjoyed the loot pinata after PvPing. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's just a way to cap off your night.
Exactly. Just one quick, just going back to the map, I just thought of something, is I really hope that, because from the looks of it, the draw distance on it is pretty big. So I really hope that they don't have a whole bunch of stuff actually beyond the arena, because I know like there's some people that have issues, say with Hook Point, loading into Hook Point, because it pulls in so much information to draw that actually people have DC'd just trying to load up the map, and there's been some issues there. So I've heard about that. So hopefully that's not the case with this one. We'll see what happens. Okay, quick question to you guys, chat, listeners at home. If this is a new map being implemented in Shadowlands, what map is being taken out?
What
Bueller?
causes a lot of problems. I imagine an elevation map is probably going to get dropped.
Well, the only elevation map really is Blade's Edge.
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
Robodrome's the other one, which I'm kind of in favor for.
Oh yeah. Okay. Pulling Robodrome? Sorry, what did you say, Windstead?
Oh, I was just thinking Blade's Edge is just such a punishing elevation map.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
You can't really leap all the way. Well, maybe you could now. We did do that testing on.
Yeah. They removed all those
elevation maps now. So I guess that was probably a wrong assumption that they would get rid of an elevation map, because they just barely put another one in. So
yeah.
You know, I'd actually like to see more maps that were like Nagrand, like just straight balance.
Okay.
No advantage either way, you know.
So
it's because it's one of those things that benefits ladder play, but doesn't necessarily benefit tournament play. But you can't necessarily balance all the maps around tournament play. You know, having another balanced map is definitely useful in some aspects. Like if you have to settle a tie and you've already done the grand or something, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it would be useful to have a second, just perfectly balanced map.
Okay. All right.
sewers. I agree. I would like to see. We got a.
Yeah, Stuart from chat.
I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. It's Urkel.
I think it's Urksol.
Urksol, yeah.
Urksol?
Yep.
Sewers, yeah. I'd love to see that one go. That damn water pillar in the middle of that map has screwed me over more times than I would like to admit. So yeah, that one gone.
I'm wondering what if this pulls out in a grand arena and puts this one in as a balanced starter map.
That'd be interesting. Those pillars are huge too. When you look at the size of the crystal, versus the size of the pillars,
Grim.
those do look like pretty big pillars.
No,
Yeah,
they don't look like big pillars.
Look at the size of the crystal.
That just means that they're that close.
Nothing.
I don't know.
Let's go back
It
to
could
the
be just-
content here. Those
Yeah.
look really small.
They look small. Look how big the crystal is. The crystal is literally nothing. You could fit like 6 of those across that thing.
I think those pillars are no bigger than the ones that we just saw.
The
in
little ones in
Ashman's Fall.
Ashamane. Yeah, the little ones in
Yeah.
Ashmane's.
I think that's how big they are.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, either way, I think this is. I'm really excited to see how this plays out.
Yes, you can run across the mid.
Yes. I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get a chance to play it with our alpha access, and or if not, in the beta. So hopefully,
Every
when we get
time
more
I go
people,
Hopefully
in,
in
first
beta.
thing I queue is I queue for an arena and I queue for battlegrounds.
and then you sit in queue for how long?
Oh, I leveled the priest
Yeah.
in. What would that take? It took like an hour and a half to like go through all the questing in Revendreth, the vampire zone,
Yep.
and didn't ever get a queue pop for either the arena or the battleground.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair. Well, looking forward to seeing what it actually looks like in gameplay, not just some picture on Twitter. So.
Yeah.
The other thing, talking about PvP over on the alpha, we're starting to see through the data mining, they're bringing in the actual PvP talents. So there's going to be a link for that for the WoW head, where it goes through all the class abilities. It's still not fleshed out. There's some stuff that's not yet implemented, but it's starting to show up in the data mining. And there's a few things where is like, you know, and it's been proven. There was a thing about invisibility where it looks like it's only for it's arcane mages, but it's actually found to be straight across all mages. So we're cautiously optimistic to see what they come up with.
Yep.
But in the meantime, keep an eye out for that, and hopefully we'll start be able to get some actual PvP content out from the actual alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, a little throw out to our friend Cherry for the Oasis Discord. They're growing and they're looking for more people. So by all means, there's a link to the Twitter account with announcing it. But if you already have access to the Oasis Discord, go over there, check it out. They are looking for people to do recruitment, people to do the social media, people to do events, and also some human resources. So just looking for some dedicated individuals to fill leadership roles. So sounds like something you want to do. Go and check that out, please. All right. I think that's about it. Probably one of our shorter shows in the last year.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
only been an hour and a half.
It's getting there.
Hour and a half.
And that's only because we
I mean,
lost
we
the
could
speed.
totally drag this out though if we want to talk about what we're doing in alpha.
Yeah, Windstead.
So,
what
do
about?
you guys have any shoutouts?
I kind of want to hear what our friend from the Great White North has to say.
Great White North.
Yes.
You mean
And-
like from the other side? You're talking about shout outs for.
Yeah, we haven't heard.
You're excited from the fact that we're getting close to finishing this show up, right?
Well,
That's
no,
what I'm supposed to take away.
no. I was actually talking about. I shouldn't, instead of saying friend, I maybe should have used the word comrade.
Yeah, I can see how you want to. Why not? Why not? So are we talking about alpha a little bit, or are we gonna just call this one a night and then?
How about we call this one a night? Let's close out the podcast, and once the let's get a little bit more a little bit more alpha experience in,
All right.
and then maybe then we can talk about what alpha's been like.
In that case, as we're giving out shout-outs, I would just like to say thank you to all of our supporters over at Warcraft Radio, for the patrons and all of our friends who support the show. And
Indeed.
Spasiba, colegas. It is because of you we do what we do.
cracks me up every time. I don't know why. Quality. All right.
But anyway, yeah, no, thank you guys so much for being here. We really do appreciate it. It does make the show a lot more fun to have the active chat and being able to see what you guys are talking about. So yeah, no, thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it.
Indeed. And I do, yeah. If you guys are enjoying the content that we provide, as well as the rest of the people over at Warcraft Radio, who are putting out a ton of alpha information over on the YouTubes, here on stream, and over, I think they have an Instagram, and there's a Facebook page now, and just everything. Like, they are everywhere. If you're really enjoying it, please go check out their Patreon. I know that if you sign up for the Patreon, there are some tier subs, and it's some pretty cool stuff, actually.
Yeah, this is true.
And actually, quick shout out, Railvas. Congratulations on 9 years subbing to the channel. That's awesome.
9 months, Gerissar. 9 months.
Oh.
I was like, hold the phone.
I thought that was a joke. Whenever you say the number in years, not in months. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, huge shout out to Railvas for continuing their sub here. And Andallyn, do you have any shout outs?
No, I don't. Other than the Guild Boys. Shout out to the GOA fam. That's all.
Okay.
Gerissar.
That's it. No, we're good.
Boom. Okay.
Yeah. So let's roll this out. Can one of you guys list off where our listeners can find us?
Sure. You can visit the Warcraft Radio website to find us and many other great shows at warcraftradio.com.
You can also contact us directly or with a tweet to @technically_PvP or at an email address at technicallypvp@gmail.com.
Indeed. And you can also join our discussions over at the Warcraft Radio Discord. Links for these will be in the show notes, as always. And I want to thank everyone for listening, and we'll chat with you next time. Good night, everybody. Good night, all.
Take care.
Good night.